everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on POSHMARK, and today we are going to be talking about things that you should start doing this year on POSHMARK that will really be game-changing and that are going to make a huge difference in your closet. Make sure that you're subscribed so you never miss a future video that I do here on this channel. Okay, so the first thing that you should definitely do, and this is a great time to do it, is to really get yourself organized. Get your inventory organized. Maybe organize it by color or category or size or things like that. Make sure that you can find pieces. Make sure that the way that you organize things makes sense so you're not scrambling to find a piece when you sell it. And make sure that you keep your bookkeeping organized, you keep up with your bookkeeping, keep your receipts organized. I also recommend keeping your closet organized on POSHMARK. Now this is a little extra, but I know that it really does help me find pieces, and I know it helps other people as well. So just share the items in the order that you want, and you can color coordinate them or do them by category or things like that. But ensuring that you are organized will really help you stay on top of things this year and make your life so much easier. The next change that you should make this year is to start sending out offers basically immediately after you get a like on an item. This is really important, and I find this to be very effective. So I have my VA send out an offer 1 minute after I get a like on an item, and I actually find that I'm making a lot of sales doing this, and unexpected sales. And so I really recommend doing that because, again, you're getting the person when they're thinking about the item. If you give them a good deal, they're not going to want to pass it up. So really just make sure that you're sending out those offers and get them out as soon as possible, and that's going to ensure that you make the sale. If you are delayed with sending out your offers or you're not sending them out often, you're probably not going to make that many sales. And the next thing that actually goes along with sending out offers is make sure that your offers are good offers. Don't just send out, the 10%, the 15%. Those aren't really going to do much for you. I find that if I don't send anything above 20%, I'm not really going to make a sale. So I really don't recommend wasting your time sending out a 10% offer or, a 15% offer or anything less than that. You're really not going to really have success with that. And I've noticed personally, when I get a 10% offer or 15% offer, I don't really look twice at it, because to me that's it's not really that good of an offer. So I just feel like making sure that you're sending out really fair offers, and this is why I say keep your prices a little bit higher than you had hoped, because then that way you can send out those offers and still be reasonable, but people think they're getting a great deal. So if you send out a 25% offer or even a 30% offer, you could still make a good profit on the item, and it's going to be a lot more enticing to shoppers. Another change that you can make this year to really see success is to get your inventory cheaper than you have been in the past. So really make sure that you're maximizing your profits on your items by getting your inventory as cheap as possible. Now, this doesn't mean get, not so good items. You want to make sure you're still getting good items, but find different ways to get those items. Find ways that you hadn't tried before, or maybe go somewhere that has a little bit cheaper of, inventory or things like that. Don't be afraid to really try and get your inventory cheaper, because you'll be surprised how much you can actually change by doing this. Another change that you should definitely make this year is to just accept the offer. Don't even try and make a couple extra dollars. Don't even try and haggle with them. If you can accept the offer and it's within reason, then definitely just do it, because otherwise you're going to miss out on the sale. And I know we've all been there where we've, just tried to counter a couple dollars thinking that we were going to make the sale, or I don't know, something like that, where you counter $1, which I don't really understand when people do that. But you want to just make sure that you accept the offer if you can, if you're still making a profit and it seems reasonable, especially if you've had the item for longer than a year. You want to make sure you're clearing out of stuff, because the longer you hold on to something, the harder it is for you to actually sell the piece. So accept the offer if you can. Don't try and haggle back and forth. If you're only going to counter $1 or something, it's just not worth the counter. Just accept the sale. You'll thank yourself later for having the item sold. The next change that you want to make this year, if you're not already doing this, is to make sure that you are relisting every day. You want to make sure that you have, your stale listings from your closet. Relist those, because again, those stale pieces are not getting visibility. So you're basically having wasted listings because no one's seeing them. So you want to make sure that you're relisting every day, and the best way to do that is to use a VA. Now, if you don't have a VA, you can do it manually, but it's a lot harder to do that, and it takes up a lot more time. So this is one of the reasons why I really recommend having a VA to do that. But I just think that relisting every day, you're gonna see that those pieces that have been sitting for forever with no attention are actually selling very fast. So it's really important to make sure that you relist every single day, and you're gonna clear out of that inventory that has been listed longer. The next change that you want to make this year to ensure success is to make sure that you're just putting the measurements in the listings ahead of time. Make sure you're describing the item in good detail. You want to make sure that those listings are good, because you don't want someone to come across your listing, it has no description, barely has a title, and then they have to wonder, is the item going to work for them? You're going to lose the person, they're not going to want to purchase from you. And that also goes for your pictures. So put those measurements, put those details, have good photos, have good lighting in your photos, and this is gonna, get more attention to your item. And I know this firsthand because when I'm shopping for pieces, if the lighting is not good, or if the title and description aren't good, or if I can't tell if the item's gonna fit me or not, I'm not gonna purchase. And I know a lot of other people are the same way. So you wanna just do the effort ahead of time, take the extra 5 seconds when you're listing the item to put in the good details and, do the measurements and things like that, and that will really help you bring in more sales this year. Oh, and along with putting those measurements in the descriptions, start actually putting the measurements in the pictures with the measuring tape laying on the item. I've seen so many people that try and say that this is tacky and it doesn't look good, but to me, I think this is the best way to do it. I think this is going to cover you from a case being opened or anything like that, because if you just say that the length is 28, and then they try and claim it's different, Poshmark will probably take their side, because they always take the buyer's side. If you say that the pants are 28 in the waist, and you put the measuring tape flat across the waist and you show that it's 28, you're covered, and Poshmark will have to take your side because there's no way to prove that that's wrong. So it's so important to put those measuring descriptions in those pictures, and also because some people just may have a different definition than you do for different things. So somebody might get confused if you say that it's 28 inches across. They might think that that means the entire circumference of the shorts or the pants, but you're just talking about the flat lay. So make sure that you are just putting those details in the pictures, and that will ensure that people know what they're purchasing and they are, going to be happy with their purchases. And the final one that I'm going to talk about in this video is something that I have dealt with one too many times, and it's very frustrating for those who are trying to purchase on the platform, and it really gives us a bad rep. Make sure that if you are a seller and you have listings in your closet, you are going to ship them within a reasonable amount of time. Because I kid you not, I waited about 3 weeks for a piece this past month, and I honestly didn't think I was going to get the item. I was ready to cancel the order. And it doesn't look good, and it gives us sellers a really bad reputation, because people think, oh, well, if you order something from Poshmark, it's going to take forever to ship. Most of the time, my sales, if I get them out the same day or next day, they arrive within 1 to 3 days on average. There are sometimes where it takes longer, but you don't want someone waiting 3 weeks, especially when there's a lot of easy ways to get things faster, such as, Amazon Prime, or, different stores have like 2-day free shipping or things like that. So if you're making the customer wait, they're probably not going to want to shop from you ever again. So don't do that. Really just try and focus on getting your packages out as soon as you can. If you can't get them out same day or even next day, that's totally fine. I actually do that sometimes, but I let the buyer know, hey, I'm going to be delayed in shipping this. I will probably get it out within 2 days, or I'll let you know when I'm able to ship. But you don't want them to wait a week or 10 days or whatever it is and not hear back from them. Like I said, in December, I had someone who, I purchased from them. They accepted my offer. The 7 or however many days went by where, Poshmark then sent them the email reminder saying, like, please ship the item. And I messaged them just asking them when they were going to ship, just because I wanted my item. And they didn't answer me. And I think it approached the 10th day where I was like allowed to cancel the order. And I was practically ready to cancel. And then I saw that she had actually shipped the item. So again, don't be that person that doesn't respond. Just respond. Even if you're not getting out within 2 days or whatever, just let them know up front and be honest with them, because that goes a long way. And if she had just told me, hey, I'm not going to ship for 7 days, I'm not going to ship for 5 days, I would have been a lot more, willing, and I would have been a lot more not frustrated. But I just got so frustrated because she wasn't communicating with me, and she wasn't even letting me know when she was going to ship. And again, I waited 3 weeks just to get the order. So that's really frustrating to buyers, and it really gives us sellers bad reputations. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video on these changes that you could make with your reselling business this year to really ensure that you're gonna have success. And these are things that are so simple to change but really make a big difference. If you want to see another video on the top trends for this year that you should be focusing on to make more sales, you could click right here. And if you want to see another video on the future of reselling on Poshmark this year, you could click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.